Hello and welcome back to the allotment. It is the end of February 2025. I'm up here with a little one today. We have been up here once this year, but that's really just to assess damage. And we was told that there is some manure here. So we've collected up what was left, put it into beds. We're not going to leave it there. We are going to spread it, but it was just somewhere we could store it essentially for now. As you can see, there's a lot of weed grass and grass that's taken hold. As you can probably see behind me, the poly tunnel, well, there is no poly anymore, it's just a tunnel of metal. So that was an expensive mistake. Essentially what happened was during the winter, I left the door open. So the first winds we got straight off of this hill, it just went straight through. It ripped it over to the back. It was on the neighbour's plot. And as you can see, it's just sticking up outside the compost bin over the back there. That was a very expensive mistake. So I've ordered a new one. That'll be going on over the next few days, but that's pretty much it. It's just really assessing damage, getting the beds clear. I've got some garlic bulb that I'll show you in a second. I've also been given some runner bean seeds and some French bean seeds kindly from a friend of mine. What I should have done, again, hindsight, wonderful thing, is I should have covered all of the beds because we had these clear, and over the winter months, as you can see, they're just full of grass. And where I did the back and I filled that with manure, they're now full of grass again. So I have to go through all them beds, get all of the grass out of it. What I might do is see what covering I've got left, scrap, try and cover the ones that I want to use sooner rather than later, and then sort of go through the beds. But yeah, it's just a matter of getting on. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to get on and essentially just try and do as much as we can. You right over the back there? So let's get on, let's do it. So as I mentioned, we picked up some garlic cloves, and these are going to go in today because it is the end of February and I want to get them started as soon as possible. And these were given to me. Obviously these I'm not going to grow at any time soon. Today's task, I want to cut this to put in there, as essentially I've mentioned previously on other videos, I want to cut that to go inside this frame. It's got a hole in it, and I want to use that for seeding, just for general bits and pieces. Essentially I'm going to do around the allotment. So this is what we look like to give an overall view. What I've also done is I've brought up old bags of compost that we used in the garden last year. So the tomato grow sacks, and I actually grew a cucumber plant in that one. But what I'm going to do is I will probably at some point spread these over the beds just to make them, just to top the beds up. So yeah, let's get on. So we're not looking for perfection here. It's just essentially just to fill this gap. So all I'm going to do is mark the top and the bottom. And all I plan to do is just cut up that line. But I am indeed left-handed, so we're going to have to get a little bit creative. Do you want me to just do it for you?
Yeah.
So because I'm left-handed, I've had to come around the back.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Right, so as you can see, what I've opted to do is I've just chucked the old grow bags along the edge here because I don't need this bed soon. This is for peas. This is for runner beans. I'm going to grow, I think, French beans here. Actually, no, not peas. I'm going to grow French beans, runner beans, maybe some broad beans, and the peas are going to go over the back there because they like a bit of shade, and we get a lot of trees that come up this side, so that will be the shadier side. However, I don't need this bed right now, so what I'm going to do is hopefully I'm going to just cover it over for now. Hope that the grass and weeds just die back underneath these bags, and then as and when I need them on other beds, I'll just empty them out and cover it up with something else. But for the time being, I'm just going to sit them there. So as Willow's showing you here, these are garlic. So these are the garlic cloves, and the garlic cloves. So our garlic, leeks, and onions are going to go in this small bed over the back here. I did pick up these the other day, so I'm going to clear a small patch in here that we can start some garlic cloves in. So I'll work out how many cloves we got. I think we've got 2 garlics worth of cloves. So I'm guessing 8, about 16, 15, 16 cloves roughly in there. So I'll clear a small patch at this end of the bed, and then I'll get these in. I'll probably bring some compost over, top it up with some compost, maybe a little bit of manure after. But yeah, I'm going to get them in. You ready? Yeah. You want to help? Yeah. All right, let's do it. Can I dig? You can dig. Yeah. Right, so as you can see, all of the garlic cloves are in, spaced out approximately 10 centimeters apart, but it's not a precise science. And as you saw, Willow did them all, so we just put the holes in, pricked the holes in, and then she dropped them in and I covered them over. So officially, the first thing we've ever grown at the allotment is Willow's planting. So thank you for sticking around and watching us do them couple of little bits, pottering about the allotment. It is now winter slash we're going to be starting to roll into spring. It's February rolling over to March now. So that is it. We are pretty much going to be up here quite a bit. The plan is most weekends, any free time that I get, I'm going to get up here, potter about. I have got a lot of seeding to do, so maybe I might do some videos on setting some seeds at home, how I go about doing that in the small space that we've got. But yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, I appreciate you joining us for the journey, and if you enjoy watching us planting seeds and making mistakes, then stick along for the journey and stick along for the ride. But thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.